So far we've been introduced to a couple members of the Otsutsuki clan in the Naruto verse, right? Now what we want to know is who are they and where do they come from? And since the story of Naruto is pretty much continuing through the Boruto anime, I'm pretty sure new Otsutskis will be introduced further down the line, right? Now what do we know about the Otsutsuki so far? What we know about the Otsutsuki so far is that they are born with a Byakugan. Yes, not a Rinnegan, they're pretty much born with a Byakugan. And the second thing that we know about them is that they travel from dimension to dimension in search for a god tree, wherefrom they can consume a chakra fruit to pretty much prolong their life and also gain new powers and abilities. Now since that we know that Otsutskis are not born with a Rinnegan, they're just born with a plain Byakugan, right? Every single Otsutsuki that has consumed a chakra fruit has a Rinnegan. So to me that pretty much confirms if you're an Otsutsuki and you have a Rinnegan, that basically tells us you have eaten a chakra fruit. Because think about it, every Otsutsuki we have seen consume a chakra fruit on screen has a Rinnegan, right? So what we know is we have seen Momoshiki consume a chakra fruit and Momoshiki has a Rinnegan. We've never seen Kinshiki consume a chakra fruit and he doesn't have a Rinnegan, neither does Toneri. So by that I think it's safe to say that if you're an Otsutsuki and you do not have a Rinnegan, that pretty much means that you have never consumed a chakra fruit, right? Now what we also know is that Kinshiki is able to use space-time ninjutsu, right? So obviously I'm assuming he's never consumed a chakra fruit, so therefore I think that ability is just something that Otsutskis are born with. Now talking about Otsutsuki abilities, we know that different Otsutskis have different abilities, right? Kaguya has the bone manipulation as well as the wood release. What we know is that Momoshiki also has the wood release, but what we don't exactly know, what we don't have any evidence for is if he's also capable of manipulating his bones just like Kaguya is. Now what we also don't know is whether Kaguya was born with this ability or possibly she gained the ability after taking the chakra fruit. Now since that we know that Otsutskis are capable of dimension travel, in Boruto episode 15, Kinshiki mentioned that the space curvature in Kaguya's dimension was abnormal and that something like that needs to be reported to the clan, right? So pay attention, he said it needs to be reported to the clan. First of all, it has been assumed that all Otsutsuki clan members are dead, right? So if they're dead, why would you say such a thing? Why would you say report to who? To who? All those clan members are supposed to be dead, right? If the clan members were really dead, then there's pretty much no one to report to. So the fact that Kinshiki said this pretty much confirms that there's an Otsutsuki civilization elsewhere. Where exactly we do not know, but I know for sure because of that there must be an Otsutsuki planet or a civilization somewhere in some dimension. Now let's go back to where Kinshiki said the laws, right? So where we know there is laws, there is a government. If there's a government, there are people that are beneath the government. Now what that tells me is that there must be a hierarchy system out there somewhere, because Kinshiki has not consumed the god fruit and Momoshiki has. I mean, every single planet that they've traveled to is always Momoshiki consuming the fruit. So what that basically tells me is, yeah, there definitely must be an upper class and lower class, because there must be a reason why Kinshiki has never consumed a chakra fruit up until this point. Now this pretty much confirms that only certain Otsutsuki clan members are permitted to consume a chakra fruit. Now how do we know that? Because Kinshiki has been traveling with Momoshiki for quite a while, all those thousands of years. We only see Momoshiki consuming those fruits, right? So Kinshiki does not have a Rinnegan either, and every single person who has consumed a chakra fruit so far that we know of has a Rinnegan. So since Kinshiki does not have a Rinnegan, it pretty much tells us that he has never consumed a chakra fruit before, right? And think about it, Kaguya didn't have a Rinnegan until she got to Earth to take the chakra fruit. So that's how we know for a fact they are born with a Byakugan and are not born with a Rinnegan, and they do not get the Rinnegan until they eat the chakra fruit, right? And it must also confirm another thing, which is that Kaguya probably must be a low-class Otsutsuki and must most likely be amongst those that are not permitted to eat a chakra fruit, right? How do we know this? Because Kaguya ran to Earth, she ate a chakra fruit, and then she prepared an army to defend her chakra fruit against the coming Otsutskis, which are Momoshiki and Kinshiki, right? Now this brings me back to the laws of the Otsutsuki clan, right? So what another law might possibly be is that whoever finds a chakra fruit or a god tree must report to a clan member who is permitted to eat the fruit. Now obviously we know Kaguya came to the earth, she saw the fruit, she ate it, and then created a Zetsu army in order to fight against the Otsutskis who were coming to claim her fruit, which they eventually did. Now what this points out is that Kaguya knew for a fact that she wasn't allowed to take the fruit. She was supposed to give the fruit to Momoshiki, but she didn't, and therefore they pretty much had to track her down. Now what people might say is that Otsutsukis travel from dimension to dimension to eat a chakra fruit, and if they was to ever encounter another Otsutsuki, they pretty much fight and the dominant Otsutsuki takes the fruit, right? Now that can't seem to be the case, because if it was, then Kinshiki pretty much would be fighting against Momoshiki for a chakra fruit. Now talking about upper class and lower class, it seems as if Otsutskis consume their predecessors in order to gain more power, right? We have seen Momoshiki absorb his father, Kinshiki, in order to gain the power and capabilities to fight back against Naruto and Sasuke, right? We also know for a fact that Kinshiki has previously consumed his predecessors in order to gain power for himself. So what we know is there is always one dominant and there's always one underneath. So there is definitely a upper class and lower class, or at least that's what I'm willing to call it now, until we actually know what system the Otsutskis have in place in order to govern their own people, right? Now knowing that Kaguya is pretty much on the run and is defending herself against the coming Otsutsuki, that pretty much confirms that yes, she has broken a law if there is one against whatever she is doing. Who knows, Kaguya might even be an outlaw in their clan. Now I have a question for you, the viewer that is watching this video, right? Since the Otsutskis have laws in place which must be abided by their clan, right? And since people like Kaguya, who is running away from people like Momoshiki and Kinshiki who are enforcing those laws, do you perhaps think that Kaguya is a criminal of the clan? Because we do not know whether Momoshiki and Kinshiki are pursuing Kaguya because they are power hungry, or perhaps because they are following the law, right? Now that's all I have to say, and I will see you next time.